All right. Now we're getting into regret points. I'm gonna need y'all to chill for a little bit.
Hello and welcome to episode number 4 of Hot Dems. We are with City Council candidate over in East Tulsa, District 6, Uriah Davis.
That is correct. Hey, folks. How y'all doing?
Well, Uriah, the first sauce today is the Hot Ones Buffalo Hot Sauce.
Okay.
How are you feeling about the wings today?
I mean, we'll see what happens.
Okay.
I'm spice proficient. That doesn't mean taste buds like it. But we'll work this out. All right. Okay. That's functional. I'm not sad yet.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and why you decided to run.
Okay. Lifelong Tulsa. Lived in literally every part of the city at this present time. Settled back into District 6 during COVID after I finished my master's degree in college. Kind of looked at the landscape, basically. I was there for 4 years, just looking. Like, I was interested in the 2020 race. I was much more interested in the 2022 race at that time. And as time something told me, hey, Tulsa's not getting better per se. We're stabilizing, but we're not moving forward. So that kind of encouraged me to want to run for the office, just to kind of give a new voice to the city council and to help Tulsa move forward and to hopefully be a bridge to the next generation so we can have newer voices start wanting these positions so Tulsa can catch up.
So the second sauce is the Yellow Bird Blue Agave Sriracha.
Okay. All right.
And just for those watching, different wings today.
Safer wings today.
Yeah.
Okay. I can do that.
Well, sweet then.
A little more sweet than hot. I can deal with that.
Than spice. So can you tell us a little bit about your district, its boundaries, the people, businesses, etc.?
So the boundaries of District 6 is 41st and Garnett. 11th and Garnett. So 41st and Garnett. It does get a little bit of 51st, but it caves in and then shoots out a little bit. But it does shotgun out all the way to 259th east, if I'm correct. And it's just a giant square. So you have all the rural areas in between that 11th to about 31st. 41st is your housing, 41st to 51st, and then about after that, it just turns into land. Potential land for whatever we want it for. My district is very international, like diversity. 186 different cultures, 86 different languages, things of that nature. So I have a litany of things I have to approach in various different ways. But I am up to the challenge because I have dealt with international communities now for the past 13 years in various capacities, volunteer at working at OSU during the COVID season with international families and students, and then just coming back to this district and being like, hey, we can definitely do better than what we're doing here. I know how to deal with these communities. I know how to approach them. Let's make some tables. Let's make some space for them.
And I live over in the area, just outside of the district, and I love it. I love the diversity. I love the people. So expanding on the boundaries of the district and the people, how do you plan to expand on bridging the divide between the people of District 6 and the city government?
So historically, District 6 has been generally kind of ignored after Eastgate Mall didn't work out very well for the city. So there is worth of bridge building that needs to be made there. One of the things I do plan to do as a start is to increase various languages access. So if I'm doing anything that is involving myself, I'm going to try to have it in multiple languages, because speaking to where people are gets you a way more respect than trying to do the opposite, making people learn one language. I think that's just a great start. I've already talked with a couple of nonprofits. I'm going to try to make some tables for them, make my own little communities and groups to be like, hey, here's the situation. What do we need to do to approach this to make sure it is equitable for as many people as possible? I've already spread that influence through different unions where we're trying to get more jobs in the district. We're trying to get more interest in the district. We're trying to get people to see the district as more than just, hey, there's some good taco trucks out there. Like, no, there's a whole culture and group of people that are ready to work, ready to expand, and ready to make Tulsa greater than what it is.
So the third sauce is the Bombero Mexican style hot sauce.
All right, this one I might actually be worried about. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, I can function with that. It's trying to crank up. I don't appreciate it.
So the current city councilman for District 6 is Christian Benkel.
Mm-hmm.
What are some things you think he's done well as a city councilman, and what are some changes you are hoping to make?
He has been a good advocate in general for the district itself, for getting updates in the district, dealing with water line issues, things of that nature. He has done a very good job of trying to get those moved along or in process or processed. There's still a lot of room. There's still a lot of areas. I've talked to a couple of constituents recently that was like, hey, we paid for sewage. The lines are not out here, and it's been years. So even before the current councilor, we still have a disparity here of why the money is not going to where it's going to be. Outside of that, I'm a little bit different in my aspects. I'm community-based, because I know a successful District 6 requires the community to actually be paid attention to and actually looked at in a proper way. So there is some stuff I got to do city-wise, make sure gutters are cleaned out, make sure flooding is not taken care of. But I also want to generate more interest in the district by generating more tourist attractions. All this culture, no interest outside of food. Come on, there's so much more to be shown in my district.
So the number 4 sauce is the Raging Inferno Habanero.
All right. Now we're getting the regret point. I'm gonna need y'all to chill for a little bit. Okay, this one's more direct. This one's much more direct.
What are the top 3 issues you would like to address when you were elected to the city council?
My 3 issues, I try to keep them as simple as possible so they're easy to bring down. 1, as I've stated before, community and diversity. Tulsa used to celebrate being a diverse community. We used to have festivals all the time, celebrating a litany of things. Rodeo festival, jazz festival. We don't do those things anymore, and I feel like that's a missed opportunity to get tourism into the city and to extract what I would like to call a inner city tourism, because you can do these things in different areas and let people see other parts of Tulsa except just, hey, let's go downtown. That's one of the things I want to do. The second thing is I really want to get some good investment into the Port of Catoosa. I feel like for us having a landlocked port as deep in the U.S. as we do have, the opportunities that we've generated there has just not been adequate. So I want to use resources we already have in the city. So we're not using a whole bunch of extra money. We have Tulsa Global Alliance with our Sister Cities programs. I want to use those to try to actually be a beacon to be like, hey, companies, y'all want to get in the U.S.? Yeah, you have to go through a barge, but we can get you in, get your services in the country, processed, and out in a truck or on train within a week. You can't say that in anywhere else in the U.S. right now. And the third thing is I want to address the housing situation, the housing crisis, which does include homelessness and things of that nature. Most of the time they do get parsed apart, but they're all together. Because if the housing issue doesn't get taken care of, there's going to be people like myself who has a fairly decent job, could still end up homeless because we can't afford the rent. These are things that we have to be aware of, and we need to be looking to be more proactive to. We've collected a lot of data over the past 8 years with the current administration, with Bynum. I really greatly appreciated that. But now it's time to do action, and that's what I'm going to be bringing to City Council. We're going to actually start making tangible action towards the research we've done.
So number 5 is the Reaper hot sauce.
Why you gotta say Reaper? Like, I already know what this means. Instant regret. Instant regret. All right.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's sacrifice. Oh yeah, that's just raw cake. All right. Woo, that one got.
So if we were to come visit your district, what 3 restaurants would you take us to?
Okay. I'm going to take you to Korean Gardens. That's my personal favorite. I personally know the owners there. I always have a great time. We talk, and they're kind of my connections with that community, so it kind of gives me an insight of how Tulsa approaches that community. The second place I'd take you to is a little known secret. Not everybody goes there, but if you know, you know. I would take you to Yang's. It's a little hole in the wall, but the food is dynamite. Every time I go in there, I'm like, well, I just gained 30 pounds because I can't stop eating this. I love it to death. Stuffed wings, the crispy pork, fire. Now the third place. Now I got to really think about this because, I mean, in the district that it's just like casual. Anybody trying to do safe food, it would be another pho, like phony or something like that. That's where I take my mom when she wants to have her thing, because she's not too exotic, but she's exotic enough to go do something else other than like, chicken or Americana. So, but I enjoy the food there. I have a great time there. Now, I do mention several various food trucks. There's too many. They pop up, they disappear, they pop up again. I do get really good food from Gloria's, which they have a food truck next to Nam Hai on 24th in Garnett. And then most of the time, I just go to places like Nam Hai and the Asian market, and I just pick random stuff, and hopefully, I can eat it. Because I'm like, I can't read this, but I got a phone. We're going to figure this out. And we're gonna start making some things happen. So most of the time I do like going into delis and trying traditional foods from those cultures. It does get me some strange eyes sometimes, but I'm like, that's the reason I want to experience the culture.
Well, Uriah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Before we end the episode, tell us where people can go to if they want to donate or if they want to sign up to possibly volunteer, knock on doors in the last couple
All
of
right.
years.
And of course, if you want to do any of that stuff, knock on doors, volunteer, donate, we can always use more money. That's always the start to do everything else. You can go to my website at davisfortulsa.com. You can also go to my Facebook, which is Davis for Tulsa. That is where I'm most active. That's where I try to interact with people, things of that nature. But if you're just wanting to sign up and do things, davisfortulsa.com is the best avenue.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Uriah, for coming on to the 4th episode of the Hot Dems with the Tulsa Young Democrats. I'm David, and I am your chair. And we'll see you next time.
Toodles!